Good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. I'm Mrs. Emerin Chabotes, and we will be looking at homonyms and homophones this afternoon. Okay, have you ever seen the word bat and wondered which meaning it has? Or heard someone say flower, but they meant flower? Today we learn about homonyms and homophones to help us understand English better. Because let's face it, English can be a really tricky language. Now let's look first at what are homonyms. Homonyms are words that are spelled and pronounced the same, but they have different meanings. Let us look at a few examples. If we look at the word bat, now maybe when you see this word and you hear it, you already have a few pictures in your mind of what this word could mean. So now we need a sentence to make it clear to us what the word means. For example, the bat flies around at night. There we see the bat, that picture that we will have in our minds. Then bat, now it will have a different meaning, but can you see it is still spelled the same and we pronounce it the same. So Freddie uses a bat to play cricket. Different picture. Now from this, what we can see is we can see that bat is spelled the same and it is pronounced the same, but it has different meanings. We see that in the sentences that we use, and then also immediately that sentence creates a picture in your mind. And as we can see from here, the two pictures are very different. Right, let's look at more examples of homonyms. The word rock. The castle is built on a rock. So if we read that sentence, the meaning becomes clear and we have a picture in our minds. Rock. Some people enjoy to listen to rock music. And there we have it. Rock spelled and pronounced the same, but different meanings. So two images that we see in our heads that's completely different. You look at another one. Fair. The whole family went to the fair. Or fair. All the questions should be fair. So there we have it. Fair, spelled and pronounced the same, but different meanings. So when we read these two sentences, we get different pictures in our minds, and then we know we are working with homonyms. Bark. The bark of the tree was rough and thick. So when you read the sentence, you might have a different picture from what you originally thought the word meant. And there's the picture then of the bark from the tree. The other one, the homonym of bark, do not let the dogs bark. So we see spelled and pronounced the same, but different meanings, giving us different images in our minds. So that was then homonyms. So now we're going to look at homophones. How do you remember this? They sound the same. So homophones are words that sound the same, but have different meanings and spellings. So if you think about, for example, if you put on your headphones or then you can hear the music, the sound. So they sound the same. But when you look at them, they are different. So they have different meanings and different spellings. Let's look at a few examples. Flour. We bake cookies with flour. So there's the flour that we think of if we see it spelled like this. But we also have flower. I picked a flower in the garden. Then it's a different picture. So they sound exactly the same, but they have different meanings when we look at them in the sentence, and also the spelling is completely different, but they sound the same. So let's look at more examples of homophones. This one, a lot of us struggle with them because it's two. We never know exactly when to use it. So I'm hoping to make it a bit easier for you to understand. If we take this one with a 1-O, John goes to town, back to school. You see, it's got 1-O. It's a short word. For example, I sit next to the phone. Then we have two with a TWO. So this is the number. For example, Vuzi has two brothers. That is the number two that we think of with this spelling. But two with a double O. This is now if something is too heavy or the coat is too big for her. When you think of something in excess like too much work, too little time, then you use the double O. The number then the TWO and the short one, two, I go to town. Those homophones then, they sound the same, all three of them, but they have different meanings and different spellings. Then this one, C, the sea is calm. So we get that picture in our mind of a calm sea. But the CSEE, this is something that I can see. So if we have this sentence, I can see the sea from my window. We hear that both of them sound exactly the same, the two C and C, but they have different spellings. And when we read the sentence, I can see the sea from my window, the two different meanings, they are very clear to us then. So that's also then more examples of homophones. Let's look at pair. He needs a new pair of socks. Pear. She eats a pear for lunch. That's the fruit. So two together, a pair of socks, a pair of shoes, or she eats a pear for lunch, the fruit. So they sound the same, but they have different meanings and different spellings. Now I want to show you a few tricky homophones, things that I've noticed that a lot of us use wrong when we spell words. For example, the teacher's son is a clever boy, but the sun does not shine at night. So here we can again see, or hear rather, we can hear that they sound the same, but the spelling is different and the meaning is also different. We left our books at home. He waited for over an hour. Do you see, although we spell it with an H, we do not say hour. We still say hour. So they both sound the same. No, I do not know her name. So there we can see both of them. They sound the same, but they are spelled differently. They have also different meanings. We do not say, no, I do not know her name. It is no. So we do not pronounce the K or the W. We say no for both words. Tom threw a stone in the water. They followed a path through the forest. Both of them sound the same, but you see their spelling's very different, and they also have different meanings. My parents allowed me to go with them. She whispered because she did not wish to speak aloud. So both of them sound the same, spell different, different meanings. And then this one, a knight is loyal to the king. So those of you, if you use this one for the night that you sleep, remember then, have this picture in your mind because this is actually what you are talking about. The one that when you sleep at night, it's without a K. So that is then nighttime. So these two homophones, we can see again, they sound the same, but they spell differently. The knight that's loyal to the king, we do not say knight, we just say night. So our K is silent, and that's why they then also sound the same. Now, if you remember the following, then you'll be able to do or to understand homonyms and homophones. So homonyms are words that are spelled and pronounced the same, but have different meanings. And homophones are words that sound the same, but have different meanings and spellings. Now, I hope that you understand homophones and homonyms better, and that your writing will be excellent in future, and that you will be able to identify these words. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you again next time.